Hey, what's going on, guys? Mqzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Naya mid-range deck for standard best of one. So, this deck is a Naya mid-range deck centered around Felidar Retreat. Basically, we try to outgrind the opponent by creating a bunch of cat beasts, making them go really big, and if you have a bunch of these, you go really, really wide. It's a lot of fun. They don't want to call this just pure Naya landfall because we're not running a bunch of the other stuff like Cobra or the 6 mana Gruul landfall card. This is more of a mid-rangey control strategy, and this is our only landfall card. So we'll get into the list. We have 2 births. Make sure you hit a land drop, create a wall, gain some life, keeps you alive. Great card. Cinderclasm. I was really missing Deafening Clarion from Old Standard. I kind of wanted another 3 mana board wipe. Cinderclasm does the job. Basically, the only issue with it is the kicker cost being 1 red mana, so the 3 mana version of it is 1 red. But the mana ends up being pretty good. We have a bunch of red sources that come in untapped, essentially because the pathways that we have for Naya are all the pathways. Like we have the Gruul one, we have the Boros one, and we have the Celestia one, so the Naya pathways are pretty much complete, making Cinderclasm not that much of a pain, especially on 1 red mana. 2 ooze, bit of a nombo with your Clothis, but this has turned out okay since it's a 2-2 split. Basically, if you have the ooze, eat the creatures with it. If you have the Clothis, it's 1 card per turn that you get to exile, so just exile, not creatures. Plus, you don't always end up having a huge abundance of green mana for the ooze. It's more there to hit key threats and be a threat in the later game itself. So you can't like max out all your mana as if you're playing mono Greenland. Just pump the ooze full of stuff. 4 Tome, probably my favorite card in the standard format. It fits in any controller mid-range deck. Gets you life against aggro, make sure you hit your sweepers if you need them. Removal, and against control or other mid-range decks, just gets you super, super far ahead. Bone Crusher Giant, you guys know this card. It's in pretty much any deck that can run red. Kill a thing and a body on their other half, it's great. Cultivate, not 4, because although we want to hit our land drops, we don't want to flood on just doing cultivates if we don't have a retreat. And we can't run that many basic land because we still want to have room for the pathways and the fabled passages. And with 28 lands in the deck, I couldn't even find room to squeeze in a bunch of the bolt lands. Like I would run 1 Shadow Skull Smashing and maybe some of the white one. But we want to be able to run Cultivates and Yasharns, so we don't run any of those. Clothis, this card's really, really hard for any like Rakdos or not Sultai, but well, I guess to a certain extent Sultai, but I meant Dimir. Color combinations to remove in best of one. Basically, it takes over the game, eats the graveyard, and can become a threat if you get enough devotion, but it's mainly there for the slow chip away at their life total. I've also beaten, like, hilariously mono blue control decks with this thing because they have no way just to remove it. They just can counter it. It's kind of funny. 1 Rada, because we don't run too many creatures due to the weird split, but this is another card that can help you hit your land drops. Play it on 3 if you're not under too much pressure. Not a bad card, just the 1 though. The retreats we went over to Shatter the Sky because we have like a weird split. We do have 11 creatures, but a lot of these creatures you're not going to play until the later game. Like Yasharn isn't exactly a turn 4 play, although it can be. And the Bone Crusher Giants, while they take up 4 of the creature spots, you're rarely casting the giant on 3. It's more of a cheap removal spell that can come back later. So the 2 Shatters end up being pretty good. Yasharn has a bunch of weird weird things where you can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. It comes up sometimes. It's a pretty relevant line of text, or not that relevant, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's there. But it's mainly there for the ETB trigger where you get to search up a forest and a plains and have a 4/4 blocker that you can also get back with our next card, Elspeth Conquers Death. I like ECD, it exiles a bunch of permanents, and we're not running Ugin because we want to have permanents on the board. This deck is really weak to Ugin, which is why it's not super competitive, but it is a lot of fun, especially in Best of One, where not many decks are just running raw Ugin, and we do have Maze Mind Tome to combat it. The matchup isn't that bad. So we have the ECD, you guys know it, and 2 Vivians, just to add a bit more top end to the deck to be able to close. We can cast Yasharn, grab Rada, that type of thing. Bone Crusher Giant can grab Scavenging Ooze, so the minus can come up, although it's more just there to put a bunch of pressure with the tokens. So yeah, guys, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoy. It will be in the description down below, and let's get into some games. Alright, hand seems pretty good against the Orion. Oh boy, are we in for it this game. Okay, so I pretty much really prefer facing aggro decks than control decks, but if the opponent's going to mulligan, that's good for us. The more aggressive decks that we face, like, we can outgrind them a lot more. Orion is difficult. They have answers to our cards. Just the planes. Alright. Tap land is good. I don't need second birth. One birth is fine. Looking for more impactful cards. Okay, so maybe some sort of weird artifact turbo deck. Birth up. It's not technically deck thinning because we put a birth at the bottom, but you guys know how it is. Palladium Mirror. Alright, that has to die. Pretty much immediately. That thing can ramp to Ugin really fast. And if we're facing an Ugin deck, we probably are in our worst matchup. So I guess the plan would be kill them as fast as possible. Roger Banner. Guess you pick white and just shut a ramp. Yeah, alright, fair. Fair play. Get down Yasharn. Yeah. Make sure I can hit my next, what, 4 land drops. Easy. Gonna need a... I mean, I say I'm gonna need a retreat. Retreat would be nice, but it will probably just be exiled by the Ugin. And that is the other card that can very, very readily take care of my deck. Skyclave Apparition. Okay. So, Vivian or Retreat? They each get some immediate value. Retreat gets me 2 dorks. Vivian gets me 1. It's actually a tough call. Alright, let's Vivian. Force them to have the ECD. So we'll go with Vigilance here. And pass. Opponent on 5 mana. So a bit away from Ugin, buys the Orion. Okay, so we made the right call for sure. Alright, let's yeah, play the retreat. Land up. Cat Beast. Give me that trample. And just attack for now since we have vigilance on it. I don't think the opponent will block. And in case of a wrath, I'm going to hold the passage uncracked and keep the ooze in hand. But if the opponent wraths, we still have the Vivian and we'll have a 4/4. So, we turn our weird ramp deck into an aggro deck as fast as possible. That is, yep, the answer to Felidar Retreat as well. Crack the passage right now. Get the red source. And to go wider or to go taller? It's actually not a bad question. I think we just go wide. If we can draw more Bone Crusher Giants, which clearly we can't. Well, that's a Bone Crusher Giant, so it'll be good at some point. Okay. Let's attack with ult. Opponent missing a bunch of land drops. And if they take any of these blocks, we just get closer to vigilance. Closer to, well, we get to 4/4s, so that's what I meant to say. Land for turn. Play another threat and pass. The reason I play out the giant is because we get to draw a card now if we get Wrathed, and we're about to get another one. So, also, if the opponent's turn is literally just Wrath, we hit them for 8. Alright, Yorian. You blink these apparitions, I get some 4/4s, so what's it gonna be? Blinks 1. I'll take that. Exiles, sure, yeah. By all means. Alright, now this land stuff's kind of getting ridiculous. I know I wanted them, but like, come on now. Alright, so let's see we attack with all. We get block, 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 and they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we have lethal. Alright, perfect. Let's go. Easy attack all button. Lethal because of the Bone Crusher Giant. And you want to block the Vigilance one. Yep. So GG's. Opponent has a cool deck. If they managed to get Ugin, we probably would have been really screwed. But we also flooded really hard that game. So, good game. I've had a rough streak. I died on turn 4 to 3 Brush Fire Elementals, so pretty happy we got that one. Alright. Oh, okay. Hand's a little awkward, but let's go for it. First time we're seeing Clothis today, so that's cool. Yeah, okay. Get the passage down, let's go. I don't like burning these passages out the gate. I like saving them for the retreat, but hopefully we draw land off the top. And we get a mountain. Well, alright, that's fine. I would have preferred to hold up Cinderclasm, but we'll get our mana fixed. By land, I kind of meant untapped, and I kind of didn't mean our third passage. It's okay, no biggie. I've just had a string of rough games with this deck. But hey, if we're against Rakdos, then this Clothis is going to be quite the threat. Make sure we hit green. Please. Thank you. And, okay, that's another retreat. So a really good draw is untapped land right now. So I can retreat into Cinderclasm. Actually, we can exile their passage if we don't get that. Alright. I see what we're doing here. So we exile the passage. Doesn't really matter what color we get. I guess sure red. Play out the retreat. Give me that 2/2. Okay. Not looking too shabby. We have some really tough permanents for the opponent to deal with. To block the shade, or yeah, we'll block the shade. Sure. Opponent forcing through damage, that's fine. We'll be able to catch back up in just a minute. And slams another giant, okay. We'll crack it now to make the 2/2. And double red, double white. It's actually kind of a tough call. Alright, let's actually go double red. Just because Yasharn can fetch us the plains and the mountain. Sorry, the plains and the forest. I know, thinking about these really stupid decisions. Ooh. Okay, well, Shade will start picking at their life total. Get Yasharn down. All these retreats are going to be so nice. If the opponent stays here long enough to have us play them on them. And let's not go any wider. Let's get those counters. Make Yasharn hard to block. And since we have Vigilance, we can offer the trade anyways. If not, just push through some damage. Alright, what you got? This Rakdos matchup is exactly what I imagined beating with this deck. Okay, nothing on the opponent. So I guess we kind of ramp. Like, that's fine. Yeah, let's grab red. Sure. The retreat. And that's enough for the opponent. They did not want to stick around for the other one, but they didn't even know that was coming. They didn't even want to hit me at that land trigger. They didn't want me to buff up my team. They want me to go wide. Oh, love the retreat. Love it. All right, all our colors. Nice little curve. Let's keep. Start on red. I don't want to play the pathway until I have to commit it to a color, although it probably will end up being white. Alright, so to birth or to tome? I think we tome. The opponent only has 1 blue mana, and it's not the real Theros land. It doesn't move. It's the jank-free version they gave us. They gave us. So already asserting some sort of dominance. Look at my fancy lands. No, I'm playing. It's not that much of a flex. Alright, Dimir. So probably rogues. We'll see what the opponent does. They did nothing with 1 blue mana. They might not do anything with 2. Alright. Let's play the pathway and get the Rada down. Might die to removal. I wonder what this pause on 1 blue mana is. Could be unsummon. Okay, so we're going to draw a forest. But, okay. Oh, it's a duelist. Cool. Alright. Nil me for a little bit. There's our ooze, so that would have been nice. But it is what it is. And this is kind of funny. We get to see what's going to get milled at all times. Opponent reading Rada or thinking of removing Rada? Rada removed. Okay, fair enough. Fair play. The duelist will hit me for 1, and yeah. That's a-okay with me. So we can birth here. I think we go for it. Thin the deck a little bit. Get another white source. And hold up either Stomp or the Tome Drop. We're not under that much pressure and against rogues. It's the other jank Theros land. I'll take the 1. That's fine. I'm in no hurry to kill this duelist. We're going to get a wall to block it soon enough. Oh. Okay. So Zareth. I want Zareth going to get an ooze. Well, Zareth is a little bit more frustrating. I honestly didn't think to play around it since most rogue builds aren't using Zareth's on. But, okay, no, this isn't a white source. So, basically, if we hit a white source in the... Well, that's Yashar. What a weird glitch. Okay, it shows us what's on top of our library. Okay, so I guess we'll draw the Yasharn. And, no, it's fine. I'll go take our draw step. That's such a weird glitch. Okay. So... yeah, we'll play it out. Grab Plains Forest, submit, and play out the second green source. If I had the untapped green, I probably would have gone for the Vivian. And looking for a retreat because it makes our deck a lot better, a lot more functioning. Rogues have trouble hitting their land drops consistently, but my Rada can help that. Like, can help make that happen. Okay, Shotgun. You don't love it. Immediate Duelist. Alright. I guess they're just trying to incentivize me not to block the Zareth. Artless Act. Weird. Weird sequencing, but okay. Alright, let me make sure I have another Plains and Forest in the deck. Okay. And Brazen Borrower. Alright. So, we still have some Shatters in the deck, which I think now is the perfect time to draw them. Put a stop on upkeep, as we definitely will be needing a Shatter the Sky. Okay. Don't need a pathway. We'll scry for it again. But even if we don't hit it, I think we can survive. Why? Like it's nothing. Like we didn't even struggle for it. Okay, I guess I'll play out the planes and hold up my mana. Yeah, sounds good. So we shatter here and hold open the stomp. Play out the planes to give away the least amount of information as possible. And I've drawn a lot of basics this game, aside from, drawn a lot. I've searched for a bunch, so if let's say I cultivate here, well, I mean, I can still get a bunch of land, okay. So let's go for a bit more red mana. And do I just jam the Vivian? Or do I try to jam a Yasharn? We can also cultivate, make sure we hit more land. The opponent can flash in the Boro, so I want 2 mana for that, 2 mana for this, so it leaves just 3 mana. So yeah, let's cultivate. More than happy to let that be countered. Grab one of each. And pass the turn. Maybe I should have grabbed both mountains just to thin the deck a bit because we have births. Okay. That's a Thought Thief. Alright, let's stomp that now. I should have kept open another red mana. That's a slight misplay. But worst case, we draw with the tome and get some more life. And if the opponent has another Zareth Scion, there are some goodies in here. But it's not that horrible. It's not like they've milled any Felidar retreats to go with that Fabled Passage. Okay. Cling, that's fine. More than happy to let that go. Our graveyard isn't relevant in this deck, so it's fine. Mill me a bit more with the Thief. Alright, Clothis, that's a good one. At least we're not against the Lurrus version, where ECD is a really bad draw. Alright, so tap out to get the last card from the tome, and it's more land, no doubt. Alright, lots of land. So, to Vivian, unless I try to bait it out. How much green? Okay, well I think we'll put it down another green source. 9 mana available. Opponent has used 0 drowns in the lock. And I have 10 cards in grave. I kind of really want this Vivian to resolve, so I think I go for the Yasharn first, see what happens. That resolves with a pause, okay. And I'll get my last plains, because why not? Now, the last couple cultivates are a dead draw, and I don't think we go for the Vivian into open mana like this, so I'll just go for the Bone Crusher Giant. Pass the turn. Draws off Cling. If they exile any relevant creature, okay, just a Brazen Borrower, and I will Bone Crush that on their turn because I want them to counter it. If they counter the Bone Crusher Giant, it lowers the chance that they have a counter for the Vivian, which can start being a real problem. And they can get 1 draw off of their Cling. Not sure how many Zareths they run, but we have to start playing around that as much as we can. Alright. Big Cling, okay. So, only 3 mana left open. Sure, what did they exile? I think it was a Birth. Yeah. And they get the mill anyways, so we can resolve that. And stomp the Brazen Borrower. Any counterspell. They're thinking about it. Deep thoughts. But see, if they let this go, we're still clapping back for 8 next turn. There's the drown. Got it out of them. Okay. And that's a really good draw. So, let's start off with the Vivian. Whew, that's going to be nice next turn. Into the retreat. Into making a 3/3 creature with definitely reach. And do I go wider or do I go taller? Again, for 10 this turn. I think I do that because I have 3 threats. Yeah, vigilance. Let's go. Alright. Next turn. Well, lethal is very presented into the story. If the opponent finds another Brazen Borrower, we just kind of lose. Just hilarious. Oh man, they find it. Line found. Why you gotta VM me? Just hit the attack. Yeah, alright, alright. Opponent draws the 1 card they needed to win that game. And how many were left? 1, 2, 3. 3 Brazen Borrowers and 26 cards. 24 cards. So close. Alright. Oof. I think that's a mulligan. Double Mountain is super awkward. Better. We'll actually drop off the mountain. And say go. I say better, we don't have any interaction until turn 5, which, yeesh. So we better draw into some. Oh, the bunch of our decks is 3 drops, and that's exactly what we're missing in the curve. So we'll see how aggressive the opponent is, and we'll see what the top of our library can cough up. No man, you can go. My draw isn't that great. Plains and Venerable Knight. Okay, so they're very aggressive. Well, probably the worst draw off the top. Get to get all types of land, and the tome was there right after. Our tome is really good in this spot because we have nothing else to do with the mana. Okay, some knights, cool. Jeez. These draws. Yeah, I'm just gonna play out the plains. There's nothing that really requires double cost. Actually, Cinderclasm could have been a great reason to play the pathway on red. Alright. Just try to absorb some damage. If the opponent has a pump spell, that's fine, yeah. That's some damage that doesn't hit me directly. Alright, well, Shatter's a good draw right here. So let me stabilize. Whew. Easy Shatter. Okay. I guess green. Yeah, green's fine. Okay. So, next turn, either play ECD or Vivian. ECD it is. Okay, so this is our red source. Yeah, I think it still is the ECD. Just try to remove as many creatures as I can from the opponent's side of the board. And I don't know how many targets this Knight deck will have. That Shadow of the Sky? Shadow of the Sky, not of the sky. Pardon me. Really clutch off the top there. Okay, feeling a bit better. ECDs can help us stabilize with Vivian. And it's all about how many more threats the opponent's deck can present. All I'm saying is this matchup would have been ideal for Cinderclasm. The one copy. Tactician, okay. Cultivate's, I guess, fine. Ember Cleave will cost 6 if they both attack, so let's get the Vivian down. Resolves like a charm. And I am going to want to shuffle that away. Give my creature reach. I like the Tactician. I think that's a really cool addition to the Knights deck. Kind of giving it more of a Adventure Eldraine-y flavor. Have the only cards we've seen been from Eldraine? Yup. And the opponent scoops to it. I don't even care. You could be mad. I top deck Shatter. Hey, I'll take it. Gotta love. But I was gonna say Control, even though we're mid range. You guys get the idea. All right. Yeah, let's go. All our colors. Nice 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Opponent is starting on a Love Struck Beast, so it could be Gruul. Yeah, let's get this down. Don't want to play the Plains on 2 because we can play the Rada on 3. I get off that. Yeah, okay, I didn't want to be showing that. Okay, so just raw mono green aggro. Cool. Scry it up. Don't need any land right now. There's retreat, okay. And Rod on 3. Wildbone Preserver, cool. Good curve filler. I'm gonna scry that Yasharn to the bottom. Actually, it is a big body. But is it good enough? I'm not sure. I already have a Yasharn. It really depends what the opponent plays. Mammoth, okay. At least Rada brick walls them for a turn. Alright, so do I tome here? I don't think do I even have time to play the Yasharn? That's the question. I already have one. I think I bottom it. Retreat. Oh, okay. Well, I can play this off the top. There's a Bone Crusher Giant, although as much as I love that card, we do need to get the deck rolling a little bit. So what? We already have double white, we can get more. Maybe it is just this, but actually, yeah, let's grab double red. There's an ECD. So do I even shuffle the deck now? Do I even shuffle the deck after that? Oh, it's such a good answer. Playing with the top of your library revealed is interesting because normally right now I'd slam the Yasharn and be done with it, right? Yeah, we'll find more ECD. We do the play. Submit to, okay. Easy. ECD stays. I wonder if that's like a weird glitch. I feel like that's happened to me like almost every time I use Rada and shuffle the deck. Maybe not. I know it's happened at least twice. Maybe it's that weird thing where people, like, if stuff happens to you, you just like have that memory stick in your head a lot more often. Like, that's why people always think that bad things happen to them, especially in video games or card games. They're like, oh, people always hit Embercleave on 4 against me. It's like that kind of thing. Or when you're playing aggro, it's like, oh, the control like always has the sweeper on 4. It's like you only remember the times that you got swept on 4, which I find kind of funny. Yes, you guys watch me for weird psychology, not magic content. Sorry, I'll piss off now. Fight spell? Yep. Alright. And they fight with the correct mammoth, so I guess I'll just take 5 and be sad. Very good. Yeah. My turn. Alright. And I don't get to see what's on top. So, ECD? Yeah, let's get the ECD down. Get rid of one of the mammoths. And I know I have three retreats in my hand. I was gonna say triple, but we'll get them down soon. We'll get them down soon. The only reason I got the Elspeth Conqueror's Death ticking as like when I did is because I have the Rada engrave. And having more blockers is, well, never mind. I made a dumb play. I'm kidding. I will trade that off right now if the opponent offers, because the wild board preserve will just get bigger. Alright. And does the opponent have a land drop? That's the question. No? Okay, let's scry. I'm more easy. I'm more fussed about gaining the life than I am drawing cards. Okay. So now we go for the shatter. I draw a card, the opponent doesn't. Draw another card off the tome and get the Asharn back. So just as I envisioned it, the retreats will help us take over the game and not stabilize the game. This is exactly what I imagined. Okay, I really hope the opponent doesn't concede right now because this stuff's about to get fun. How many basics do I have in the deck? Enough. Okay. Big stone coil. Let's go. Give me that life boost. Give me that card. Cloth is good. Good card. +1/+1 counter. Thin the deck. One, two, three, four. Retreat. Easy blocker. And cloth is down. Let's go. Next turn, another retreat. Questing Beast? Yeah, I'll take that trade with Yashiren. Alright, so we block here. I think I'll take 6. Try to grow the 2/2. Or just get enough 2/2s that it trades optimally. Alright, I don't think it matters too much. Offset with some life gain. 1. Let's go. Cat Beast, Cat Beast. All the cat beasts. I don't even care if this is the incorrect play. We're going for it. And now, every single land gives us 3 cats, or it makes the cats huge. Alright, Big Serpent. Questing Beast. Okay. And a Lovestruck Beast. Okay. Just smack me up for 4. I will trade all 3 of these off for the Serpent, no stress. Okay. Hoo hoo hoo. That's a card. Right now that's so huge. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's just go super wide. Do I even have any planes left in the deck? No, I don't. I'm still playing this out to get the blocker. And pass. That's a-okay. I had a feeling this might happen at some point while playing the deck. And that's it. Opponent cannot handle triple Felidar retreat. You guys better appreciate that win. Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This deck was absolutely brutal to get a couple good games with. I kept facing rogues over and over and over again, and well, this is a mostly tap out deck. We can hold up some instant speed stuff like Tome Draw and Bone Crusher Giant Stomp, but everything you do, you tap out for. You tap out for these 3 drops, you tap out for your sweepers, your Sharn, these higher up plays, and your retreat. Like, this deck, if you're only playing relatively solid cards at sorcerer speed, rogues, or anything with blue, honestly, I got dominated by like a Is It Flash deck, you will get run over. Alright? Aggro, pretty good matchup. Which, by the way, I would swap up the Cinderclasm for a third Shatter. You're never on the board enough on turn 4 to have it matter. But yeah, don't play this deck if you're trying to rank up. Play it if you want to have some fun with a color combination that isn't very popular. And you might want to add the 6-drop. I feel like the 6-drop landfall. Let me check. Let me just look it up for you guys. Landfall. And it's a here. Right here. Philath. I don't even have 4 of them. I just got the 1. Yeah. I wouldn't run too many because it is a 6-drop, but it could definitely win the game faster than Vivian can. I like Vivian because of the reach and because having any other token generators kind of like fits the theme of the deck. But yeah, never minus once today. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy. If you guys stayed this long, consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. It really helps me out. And yeah, if you guys are mad enough to try this out for yourselves, the deck will be in the description down below. And I'll be on to the next one. Peace out.